Imagine compressing the entire 13.8 billion year saga of our universe into a single calendar year, just 365 days. What would this cosmic timeline reveal? When would our sun ignite? When would Earth solidify? And most fascinating of all, at what moment would humanity make its entrance? In this breathtaking scale, a single second represents 437.6 years of cosmic history. So let's embark on this journey through time, beginning at the very start, January 1st. The clock strikes midnight on January 1st. Our cosmic calendar begins, and it begins explosively. The universe bursts into existence with a big bang, an infinitely hot, infinitely dense point erupting outward. In a fraction of a second too small to comprehend, space itself expands faster than light can travel. The infant universe blazes too hot for even the tiniest subatomic particles to survive. As eons pass, or rather, minutes on our calendar, the universe gradually cools. Eventually, the temperature drops enough for quarks and electrons to emerge, the fundamental building blocks of all matter. These quarks combine to create protons and neutrons, the very particles that compose your body and everything around you. 14 minutes and 28 seconds into our cosmic year, something remarkable happens. The universe has cooled sufficiently for electrons to settle into orbit around atomic nuclei. The first atoms wink into existence, hydrogen and helium. With their formation comes the first light our universe has ever known, the cosmic microwave background radiation that we can still detect billions of years later. Yet despite this light, no stars illuminate the cosmos. The universe initially glows with a faint orange hue that persists for roughly 3 million years before fading into invisible wavelengths. Darkness descends completely. The universe enters what astronomers call the Dark Ages. No light is generated anywhere. The cosmos sits empty, dark, and utterly alone. Then on January 8th, something magnificent unfolds. From primordial gas and dust scattered by the Big Bang, gravity begins its patient work. The first stars ignite. These ancient suns differ dramatically from our own star. Composed of only 75% hydrogen and 25% helium, they contain none of the heavier elements we see today. This makes perfect sense. Stars forge heavier elements by fusing lighter ones in their cores, and these were literally the first stars in existence. No mechanism existed to create anything heavier before them. These pioneer stars would have been colossal, tens or even hundreds of times more massive than our sun. They burned ferociously and died young, lasting less than 1 million years. Because they existed so long ago and lived such relatively brief lives, we've never actually observed any of these mysterious first-generation stars in our telescopes. They remain theoretical giants, known only through our understanding of cosmic evolution. By January 19th, the universe has transformed. Stars now shine brilliantly throughout space, living and dying in spectacular supernova explosions. Gravity continues its grand architecture, finally assembling the first galaxies. These early galaxies start small but grow steadily over time, consuming their neighbors in cosmic mergers. Just days later on our calendar, our home galaxy, the Milky Way, takes shape. At this moment, the universe has reached only 6% of its present age. Simultaneously, the beautiful large-scale structure of the universe begins to emerge. The cosmic web, that stunning network that eerily resembles neural pathways in the human brain, starts forming. Gravity draws galaxy clusters together, building them into the superclusters that populate our universe today. It takes until April 11th for stars like our sun to begin forming. These newer stars contain heavier elements, iron, carbon, and others, forged in the cores of previous stellar generations. With these elements available, planetary systems like ours can form, complete with rocky, Earth-like worlds. This moment likely marks a pivotal turning point in cosmic history, the point when planets capable of harboring life first became possible. A new era dawns across the universe. Then it happens. On September 1st, our sun and the early solar system begin coalescing from a cloud of gas and dust. The proto-sun takes shape first, followed by the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. Interestingly, Neptune and Uranus initially form much closer to the inner solar system than their current positions. Some astronomers even theorize that one or more additional ice giant planets may have formed during this chaotic period, only to be flung out of our solar system entirely. The Sun ignites for the first time, beginning its 10 billion year journey of fusing hydrogen into helium. Just 2 days later, the rocky planets begin forming. Earth, Mars, Mercury, and Venus, the ones you know well. But there's another you might not have heard of, Theia. Theia was a Mars-sized planet in our early solar system, perhaps destined to become a second Earth. But fate had other plans. The Great Collision occurred. Theia crashed into our infant Earth with unimaginable violence, hurling debris across the young solar system. From this catastrophic impact, Theia did survive, but not as a planet. It survived as our moon. 22 more days pass. Earth undergoes relentless transformation. Endless cycles of volcanic eruptions, ice ages, and massive seismic upheavals. Then something miraculous occurs. For the first time in the entire history of the universe, as far as we know, life emerges in the deep oceans of our young planet. The leading theory suggests life first appeared near hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor. The extreme pressures, combined with mineral-rich fluids from volcanic vents mixing with ocean water, created the first organic molecules, the building blocks of all life on Earth. The first living organisms, single-cell prokaryotes, are born. Remarkably, these exact same conditions exist elsewhere in the universe. In fact, they exist right here in our own solar system today. Saturn's moon Enceladus and Jupiter's moon Europa both harbor vast liquid oceans beneath their thick ice shells. Perhaps life is emerging in those alien oceans right now, just as it once did on Earth. Or perhaps it already has. As we approach the end of the year, crucial milestones are reached. On October 3rd, the first photosynthetic bacteria appear. These early organisms absorb infrared light, rather than visible light, and produce sulfur instead of oxygen. Later in the month, on October 21st, a revolutionary new microorganism called cyanobacteria begins doing something extraordinary. It harnesses sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to produce food through photosynthesis, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. This is a turning point. Oxygen levels rise steadily, first saturating the oceans, then flooding into the atmosphere. This great oxidation event provides a breathable air that will eventually allow complex life, including us, to thrive. Life begins advancing at an accelerated pace. Microbes start living cooperatively, forming more complex life forms never seen before in Earth's history. Finally, December 17th arrives, about 1 week before Christmas. Fish begin evolving in the oceans. They develop skulls and vertebrae. Early in the morning of December 20th, at 2:15 a.m., the first sharks begin prowling the vast oceans. Just 19 hours later, the first trees emerge on land. That translates to 30 million years after sharks appeared. Can you believe it? Sharks actually predate trees by 30 million years. December 22nd marks another watershed moment. Life begins its gradual evolution to leave the water. This represents the first step toward forming the diverse animal kingdoms we see on Earth today. 4 days later, dinosaurs and the first mammals are born. They begin dominating the land, spreading across every continent. Around the same time, the ancient supercontinent Pangaea fractures and drifts apart, creating the first recognizable outlines of the continents we inhabit today. December 30th, the day before New Year's Eve. At 6:38 in the morning, the dinosaur killer strikes Earth. The asteroid slams into what will become the Gulf of Mexico at 20 kilometers per second, carving out an impact crater more than 170 kilometers wide. The immediate devastation equals the force of 10 billion atomic bombs comparable to those dropped on Japan during World War II. This unimaginable release of energy creates an inferno that instantly incinerates plants thousands of kilometers away. Massive earthquakes shake the entire planet. Towering tsunamis devastate coastlines worldwide. But these are only the beginning of Earth's nightmare. Trillions of tiny rock particles and debris are blasted into the atmosphere, forming a thin layer of soot encircling the entire globe. Though this layer measures only 1/10 of an inch thick, it's been superheated by the kinetic energy of the impact. It rains fire. The atmosphere heats rapidly. Every creature not sheltered underground or underwater, essentially all the dinosaurs, quickly succumbs to scorching heat and dies. The thick layer of soot chokes the sky, blocking nearly all sunlight from reaching Earth's surface for years. Temperatures plummet. A dire situation becomes catastrophic for any surviving creatures. 75% of all species on Earth go extinct. An entire diverse population of creatures vanishes forever, never to be seen again. Fortunately for you and me, our distant mammalian ancestors numbered among the lucky few who survived. Now, put this in the context of our cosmic calendar. All of this catastrophe unfolds with just 42 hours remaining in the year. We have only 42 hours to progress from this apocalyptic scene to you sitting here, reading these words right now. What happens next will forever change your perspective on life. You've been warned. 6 hours later, at 12:59 p.m. on the same day, December 30th, our first ape ancestors appear. The groundwork for human evolution has been laid. December 31st, the final day of the year, New Year's Eve. This is where things truly accelerate. Are you ready? 10:15 p.m., the human genus first appears in Africa. 11:37 p.m., an hour later, the first Homo sapiens are born. Humans now walk the earth. Just 23 minutes remain until midnight. 11:59 and 31 seconds p.m. The clock shows 29 seconds until midnight. Humans have just invented agriculture. We transition from nomadic hunting and gathering to cultivating farmland and establishing permanent settlements. 11:59 and 46 seconds p.m., 14 seconds until midnight. Humans have just invented the wheel and writing in ancient Mesopotamia. 11:59 and 48 seconds p.m., 12 seconds until midnight. The Egyptian pyramids have just been constructed. 11:59 and 53 seconds p.m., 7 seconds until midnight. Ancient Greek philosophers like Archimedes and Plato are alive, pondering the nature of reality. 11:59 and 57 seconds p.m., 3 seconds until midnight. Nicholas Copernicus has only just discovered that Earth isn't the center of a universe. 11:59 and 59 seconds p.m., 1 second until midnight. The last 400 years of human history compress into this single, final second. That means in our cosmic calendar, this concluding second contains Galileo inventing the telescope and turning it skyward for the first time, Newton formulating the laws of motion and gravity, the discovery of electricity, Darwin revealing evolution, Einstein presenting his theory of relativity, the structure of DNA being decoded, World War I ravaging nations, the atomic bomb being developed and deployed in World War II, your parents' meeting, the invention of the telephone, the founding of America, the discovery of Pluto, the first successful heart transplant, the fall of the Berlin Wall, your birth, the Cold War, the Renaissance, the complete works of Mozart and Beethoven, your first time falling in love, the first photograph, the first motion picture, the first YouTube upload, the first viral video, you watching this content, all of it, everything, in just 1 second. That's perspective. Midnight. The cosmic calendar year is complete. The fireworks should be going off. The champagne should be flowing. But here's the twist that will shake you to your core. The calendar doesn't end here. Because right now, at this very moment, you're living in the first microseconds of January 1st of the next cosmic year. The universe continues its march forward. Time doesn't stop. The story isn't over. It's only just beginning. Think about this. Everything humanity has ever achieved, every person you've ever loved, every problem that kept you awake at night, every triumph that made you feel invincible, all of it happened in less than a cosmic heartbeat. And yet, what comes next? Scientists predict our sun has roughly 5 billion years of life remaining. On our cosmic calendar, that's another 130 days. That means if we started a new calendar today, the sun wouldn't die until sometime in May. Humanity has that much potential time ahead, if we can survive. But here's what's truly staggering. We're not even close to the end of the universe itself. If we extended our cosmic calendar to include the entire predicted lifespan of the universe, the scale becomes almost incomprehensible. Current theories suggest the universe could continue existing for trillions upon trillions of years, perhaps even forever. On that extended timeline, all 13.8 billion years we just witnessed, from the Big Bang to you reading these words, would compress into less than a single second of January 1st. Everything that has ever happened in our universe so far would be barely a blink. The formation of new stars will continue for trillions of years. Galaxies will keep colliding and merging. Black holes will slowly evaporate through Hawking radiation over time frames so vast they make the age of our universe look like a fleeting moment. Eventually, in what scientists call the heat death of the universe, stars will stop forming altogether. The cosmos will grow cold and dark. But even that won't happen for an incomprehensibly long time. So far in the future that if we made a new cosmic calendar for it, our entire 13.8 billion year history would represent less than the first fraction of a second. So here's the climax, the moment of truth that should fundamentally alter how you see everything. You exist in an impossibly narrow window of cosmic time. The universe had to evolve for 13.8 billion years, through countless stellar deaths, galactic collisions, and planetary formations, just to create the conditions for you to be here. And statistically speaking, you exist in what might be the absolute prime of the universe's life, when stars still shine brightly, when planets still orbit them, when complexity and life are possible. Billions of years from now, any conscious beings that might exist will look back at this era, our era, as the golden age of the cosmos. They might envy us for living in a universe still filled with brilliant stars, beautiful nebulae, and swirling galaxies. But here's the most profound part. In 1 second of cosmic time, just 437.6 years, humanity went from scattered medieval kingdoms to landing on the moon, splitting the atom, and peering at the edges of the observable universe. Imagine what we might accomplish in another cosmic second, or 10, or 100. Every breath you take connects you to the Big Bang itself. The oxygen filling your lungs was forged in the heart of an exploding star billions of years ago. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the carbon in your DNA, all of it was created in the nuclear furnaces of ancient stars that died long before our sun was born. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are the cosmos. 13.8 billion years of cosmic evolution, becoming conscious of itself. You are stardust that learned to think, to feel, to wonder, to love. And in the vast expanse of cosmic time, you have been given this impossibly brief, impossibly precious moment to experience the universe, not as an observer looking at something distant and separate, but as an intimate, fundamental part of the story itself. The universe spent billions of years preparing for your existence. Stars lived and died to create the elements in your body. Countless generations of ancestors survived impossible odds so you could be here. And now, in this razor-thin slice of cosmic time, you have the profound privilege of being alive, being conscious, being aware of your place in this grand cosmic story. So what will we do with our cosmic moment? Will we use our final seconds of the cosmic year to destroy ourselves, to squander the gift of consciousness that took billions of years to evolve? Or will we use it to reach for the stars, to spread life and consciousness throughout the cosmos, to become a civilization worthy of the cosmic journey that brought us here? The answer is being written right now, by you, by all of us, because while we may only occupy the tiniest fraction of cosmic time, we have the power to influence what comes next. We have the ability to preserve or destroy, to create or consume, to remain confined to our pale blue, or to venture out into the cosmic ocean that surrounds us. As midnight strikes on our cosmic calendar, remember this. In the entire 13.8 billion year history of the universe, compressed into a single year, humans appeared only 23 minutes before midnight. And in those 23 minutes, we built civilizations, created art, composed symphonies, written poetry, made scientific discoveries, and looked up at the stars with wonder. We've laughed, cried, loved, and dreamed. We've asked the biggest questions. Why are we here? What is our purpose? Are we alone? And perhaps most remarkably, we figure out how to compress 13.8 billion years into a calendar year. We've understood our cosmic story. We've traced our lineage back to the Big Bang itself. That's not just remarkable. That's miraculous. So as you go about your day, carrying the weight of your immediate concerns. Remember the cosmic perspective. Your problems are real and valid, but they're happening against the backdrop of the most extraordinary story ever told, a story in which you play an irreplaceable part. You are here, now, in this cosmic moment. Against all odds you exist, and that means you have the power to matter, to make a difference, to add your verse to the cosmic epic that began 13.8 billion years ago and continues into an unknowable future. The cosmic calendar has reset. A new year has begun. The universe waits to see what we'll do next. The story continues, and you're writing it. Because here's something we haven't talked about yet, something that will shake your understanding even further. We might not be alone. Think about it. In our cosmic calendar, life emerged on Earth on September 25th. That means life had roughly 3 months and a week to evolve before humans appeared 23 minutes before midnight on December 31st. But our galaxy, the Milky Way, was born way back on January 22nd. That's more than 8 months before Earth even existed. 8 months where billions of other star systems were forming. Planets were coalescing, and conditions for life were emerging across countless worlds. If life can emerge as quickly as it did on Earth, just 22 days after the planet formed on our cosmic calendar, then statistically speaking, life should be everywhere. Ancient civilizations could have risen and fallen thousands of times over before Earth was even a speck of dust. Imagine, while Earth was still a molten ball of rock being pummeled by asteroids, there could have been civilizations out there that had already mastered interstellar travel. While the first fish were swimming in our oceans on December 17th, alien societies might have been contemplating the heat death of a universe, having existed for cosmic months. This is what makes the silence so deafening. Where is everyone? With billions of potentially habitable planets in our galaxy alone, and with life appearing so quickly on Earth once conditions were right, the universe should be teeming with civilizations. Some of them should be billions of years more advanced than us, so advanced that their technology would seem like pure magic to our understanding. Yet, when we look out into the cosmos, we see nothing. No megastructures harvesting the energy of stars. No radio signals carrying alien broadcasts. No signs of galaxy-spanning civilizations. Just silence. This leads to a terrifying possibility. Perhaps there's a reason we don't see anyone else. Perhaps there's something, some challenge, some catastrophe, some insurmountable barrier that prevents civilizations from spreading across the stars. Scientists call this the Great Filter. The question that should keep you awake at night is this: is the Great Filter behind us or ahead of us? If it's behind us, that's good news. It means the hardest part, maybe the emergence of life itself, or the development of intelligence, or the evolution of technological civilization, is something we've already overcome. We're the lucky ones who made it through. But if the Great Filter is ahead of us, if it's ahead of us, it means there's something waiting in our future that destroys virtually every civilization that reaches our level of development. Nuclear war, climate catastrophe, artificial intelligence gone wrong, a pandemic we can't control, some unforeseen disaster that we haven't even imagined yet. And here's the chilling part. We're living in that critical window right now. In our cosmic calendar, we're in the last few fractions of a second. This might be the most dangerous time in human history. The period where we either overcome the Great Filter and spread to the stars, or join the countless silent civilizations that came before us and failed. But there's another possibility, one that's perhaps even more profound. What if we really are alone? What if, in all the vast expanse of the universe, with its trillions of galaxies and countless planets, we are the only ones who made it this far? What if consciousness, intelligence, civilization, what if all of it is so incredibly rare that we might be the universe's only chance to understand itself? Think about the responsibility that places on our shoulders. If we're alone, then we're not just responsible for human survival. We're responsible for preserving the light of consciousness in a universe that might otherwise be completely dark. We're the universe's only witness, its only way to know itself, to appreciate its own beauty and grandeur. Every time we look up at the stars with wonder, every time we write a poem or compose a symphony or solve a scientific mystery, we might be doing something that's never happened anywhere else in the entire cosmos. We might be unique. This brings us to what I call the cosmic imperative, the moral obligation we have not just to survive, but to thrive and spread. In the next cosmic second, remember, for 137.6 years, humanity could accomplish absolutely extraordinary things. We could establish permanent settlements on Mars, turning a dead world into a living one. We could build space habitats that house millions of people, creating entirely new civilizations among the stars. We could send probes to nearby star systems, extending our reach beyond our solar system for the first time. We could solve aging, cure diseases, enhance human consciousness in ways we can barely imagine. Or we could fail. We could destroy ourselves through war, environmental collapse, or technological catastrophe. We could become one more data point in the cosmic graveyard of civilizations that briefly flickered and then went dark. The choice, terrifyingly and beautifully, is ours. Now, bring this back to you, to your life, to this moment. You were born in what might be the most crucial era in human history, perhaps even in the history of consciousness in the universe. You exist at the exact moment when humanity is deciding whether to become a spacefaring civilization or to collapse back into darkness. Every action you take ripples out into this cosmic story. When you choose kindness over cruelty, you're making the universe a slightly better place. When you learn something new, you're expanding the total knowledge possessed by conscious beings. When you create something beautiful, you're adding to the universe's store beauty. You might think, but I'm just one person. What difference can I make in the cosmic scope of things? Here's the truth. The entire future consciousness in the universe might depend on whether enough individuals choose hope over despair, action over apathy, creation over destruction. You are one of those individuals. In the last second of our cosmic year, everything changed because individual humans made choices. Scientists chose to pursue knowledge. Engineers chose to solve problems. Artists chose to create beauty. Ordinary people chose to be kind, to raise families, to build communities. And somehow, impossibly, those individual choices added up to us landing on the moon, mapping the human genome, photographing black holes, and beginning to understand our place in the cosmos. So here's where we land, the final, ultimate perspective. You are a pattern of atoms that was forged in the heart of dying stars billions of years ago. Those atoms drifted through space, eventually coalescing on a small planet orbiting an average star in an unremarkable galaxy. Through processes we're still trying to understand, those atoms organized themselves into structures of astonishing complexity. They became cells. Those cells became organisms. Those organisms became conscious. And now, those atoms, your atoms, are capable of looking back at the stars they came from and understanding their own origin story. You are the universe looking at itself. You are 13.8 billion years of cosmic evolution becoming aware of its own existence. In the vast, cold, mostly empty universe, you are a warm, living, thinking island of consciousness. You are impossibly rare, impossibly precious, impossibly unlikely. And yet, here you are. The universe created you. But in a very real sense, you also create the universe, or at least, you create meaning in it. Without conscious observers like you, the universe would simply exist, beautiful and complex, but utterly meaningless, with no one to appreciate it, no one to understand it, no one to care about it. You give the universe meaning by caring about it, by trying to understand it, by finding it beautiful and awe-inspiring. So as we close this cosmic journey, I leave you with one final question. What will you do with your cosmic moment? Will you live in fear of the great filter, paralyzed by the vastness of space and time? Or will you live with purpose, knowing that your brief flicker of consciousness is a rare and precious gift? Will you spend your moments pursuing trivial distractions, or will you look for ways to contribute to humanity's next chapter? Will you despair how small you are, or will you marvel at the cosmic journey that brought you here? The universe gave you this moment, this brief, beautiful, improbable moment of existence. It took 13.8 billion years to create you, to give you the chance to experience this cosmos, to participate in this grand story. Don't waste it, because somewhere billions of years from now, the last stars will be winking out. The universe will be growing cold and dark. And if consciousness still exists, then If we've made it that far, those future beings will look back at this era at our time as the golden age when everything was possible. They'll see us as living in the most vibrant, alive, magnificent epoch in the universe's history. And they'll wonder, what did those people do with their cosmic moment? Did they rise to the occasion? Did they spread life and consciousness to the stars? Did they preserve the light in an otherwise darkening universe? The answer to that question is being written right now. By you, by every choice you make, by how you spend each precious second of your impossibly brief, impossibly meaningful existence. The cosmic calendar has reset. A new year begins. The universe holds its breath, waiting to see what you will do next. Make it count. If you regularly consume educational content online, you've likely heard of Brilliant before, and there's an excellent reason for that. Brilliant is an online education platform offering courses across numerous subjects, mathematics and computer science, various scientific fields, and of course, astrophysics. You can explore remarkably complex topics through genuinely engaging lessons. They employ a hands-on approach to learning, featuring carefully crafted simulations and interactive quizzes. I'm not blindly recommending them. I personally used Brilliant services back in high school after discovering them through an educational video. Their calculus courses helped me build the foundational mathematical knowledge I relied on throughout my entire university degree in astrophysics. So please, if you enjoy this type of content and want to deepen your understanding of these fascinating topics, click the link at the top of the description or visit brilliant.org/astrokobe. You'll receive 30 days of Brilliant Premium for free, plus 20% off Brilliant Premium for life. Thanks for reading.